Hey everyone, I am Nick Nielsen, certified financial planner with Know My Plan. Welcome to Financial Planning for 2021 and beyond. One of our favorite sayings is see a little, do a lot. What we often see in the financial planning process is clients see too much. We've seen the 70 to 100 page financial plan that clients receive, and they might have anywhere from 10 to 30 action items. Our job as financial planners is to help you see a little to do a lot. Our goal is to give you a one-page financial plan with real actionable next steps. With that as a little bit of a background, Jeff, why don't you talk a little bit about our process and how we go about building that one-page plan?
Awesome. Thanks, Nick. Our financial planning process starts with the simple acronym DIEM. Think of it like Carpe Diem or seize the day. In DIEM, the D is for discovery. We learn about you and your family, and it's also a great opportunity for you to get comfortable with us as well. Through simple and really very casual conversation, we discuss what is important to you and try to guide you in discovering what your goals and aspirations are. Next is the I, and that's for ideas. How do we get from point A to point B in the most efficient way? These are the ideas that we will recommend helping you to pursue your goals. Now, ideas are great. However, we have met many clients who have paid thousands of dollars for financial plans with great ideas that have never been executed on. So the E is for execute. We will help you do all the heavy lifting to make sure that your ideas are actually implemented. The M is the most important step in the entire process. The M stands for monitor. We know that communication is key to any relationship. And this is where our relationships really flourish. It is in the ongoing monitoring and communicating of the plan. We know that life events are going to happen. New job, child goes to college, kid gets married, grandchildren, retirement, inheritances, etc. All these life events will bring us back to DIEM and go through the entire process over and over again for the entire life of our relationship together. But it is very casual and very easy. So DIEM is the 30,000 foot view of financial planning. We have to drill down and take a closer look and start to build your one-page financial plan. And it all starts with that income that is coming into your proverbial bucket. That income could be from a job or pensions or investments or real estate. However, we also know there's a hole in the bottom of that bucket for your expenses and your lifestyle. Over the years, you have or you will be accumulating wealth. And we find that that wealth falls into 5 different checkpoints. The first of which is our emergency funds. We believe that you should have close to 6 months worth of expenses set aside in a checking or savings account. So for example, if it costs you $10,000 a month to live, we recommend a $60,000 emergency fund. The second checkpoint is for major purchases. We want to set aside dollars for any major purchases that we'll have coming up in the next 2 or 3 years. We also intend that we're going to pay cash for those purchases. As planners, as you know, we don't necessarily like credit card debt. So major purchases could be something like a new car or a down payment on a mountain home. And then really at this point, we like to draw a dotted line to emphasize what is important in these first 2 checkpoints. Number 1 is safety. We don't want to take any risk that these funds could drop in value. Number 2, liquidity. We want to be able to quickly and without penalty access these funds in these 2 checkpoints. But on the right-hand side of that dotted line, we're trying to maximize the gains of course, within your own risk comfort zone. That brings us to our third checkpoint, which is our intermediate term bucket. Generally, these are funds that get invested after we've reached an adequate emergency fund. And these dollars typically have already been taxed. So for example, let's say we have 100K in our checking account, but we only have a need for the emergency fund of $60,000. We might recommend allocating 40,000 to that intermediate term accounts. The fourth checkpoint is the nest egg. These dollars will have the potential to provide growth in income for the retirement years when your employer paycheck stops and you need to start paying yourself that paycheck. Generally, this is where you'll find your 401ks, your IRAs. They'll be located here within this checkpoint. And the fifth and final spot is our legacy assets. These assets, things like life insurance, disability insurance, long-term care, HSAs, they help protect our overall financial picture from the catastrophe. In this space, we also like to help you execute on having completed your estate planning documents. Think will, power of attorney, medical directives, etc. These five checkpoints, as well as your ownership stakes in things like home, business, land, make up what we affectionately call your castle picture. Now, our experience has shown that simple financial planning helps build a moat to protect your castle from what we have discovered are the three major barbarians that are coming to attack. Now, remember, a moat's not going to keep the barbarians from getting in, but it should help slow them down. And that first barbarian that's coming to get you is taxes. There are things we can do today to be more tax efficient, as well as help prepare for taxation in retirement. Are you owning the appropriate investments? Do you have all of your eggs in one type of account? So think asset location there. Right? The second barbarian is healthcare. There are things that we can do to transfer the risk of that catastrophic event. Like I said, life insurance, disability, long-term care. We can also help plan to pay for future healthcare. We're potentially utilizing an HSA. But we also like to send notes about investing in your overall health, exercise and working out, eating healthy. The final barbarian that we have to watch out for, that's trying to attack our castle, is behavior. That conversationally generally starts with, hey, Nick, I just heard in the news, ... I need to put all my money in gold. I need to sell all my stocks. I need to get all of my money in tech stocks. Extreme swings of behavior that do not follow a disciplined approach to investing. As we go through the DM and we fill out the castle picture, your one-page financial plan starts to come into focus. Nick, I believe you have an example of what a castle picture looks like and what that one-pager may look like from a real-life example.
Perfect. Yeah, let's get into that, Jeff. So we'll call this couple here the qualified Quins. We have a couple, 40 and 38. They have household income of $400,000. They have 3 kids, 8, 10, and 12. So we think about the money that's coming into the proverbial bucket, the $400,000. They have monthly expenses of $12,000 per month. They currently have emergency funds in their checking and savings of $8,000. They don't have a home equity line of credit in place. They currently don't have any major purchases planned or any intermediate dollars saved. Now, the Quins have done a great job of saving in their qualified retirement accounts. The husband has $600,000 in his 401k. He also has $200,000 in a IRA. The wife has $150,000 in her IRA. So between them, they have $950,000 saved for retirement. So they have done a great job of saving in their nest egg. Currently, their home is valued at $800,000. They owe $500,000 on a 30-year fixed rate mortgage at 3%. They're each covered through the husband's employer benefits. He has $500,000 in group life. The wife has $100,000. They have group short-term disability. They currently do not have any long-term care or estate planning documents in place. Now, before we go into what their one-page financial plan looks like, we like to use the analogy of the iceberg. And with the iceberg, there is maybe 1% that's above the waterline. That's where we think the castle picture comes into play. That 70-page financial plan or 100-page financial plan, that's really for Nick and Jeff. That's for the financial advisor or the financial planner. Our job is to hopefully provide you context from all of that content to give you some actionable steps. So let's see what this looks like for the Quinns. Simply on the one-page financial plan, we've redrawn this castle picture, but most importantly, we've given them some next steps that we would implement together. The first is get a home equity line of credit because currently they don't have access to any money in the case of an emergency. Second, we want to make sure that they protect their greatest asset, which is their ability to create income through getting disability insurance. We want to go through a proper life insurance needs analysis together to make sure that we have the right amount of coverage, heaven forbid, if someone were to lose their job. We want to make sure that we get our estate planning documents in place, and we want to still build that emergency fund. And maybe most importantly, we want to build tax diversification. Currently, they have all of their eggs in the tax deferred bucket, maybe through a Roth 401k or a joint investment account. We can start to spread those eggs out into multiple different baskets. So this is an example of what a one-step or a one-page financial plan might look like in real life. If you think this is something that might benefit you or your family, please reach out to us. We're glad to have a conversation with you. The easiest way to get in touch with us, you can give us a call at the office, 704-243-9376. My email is super easy. It's Nick, N-I-C, @knowmyplan.com. And Jeff's is Jeff, Jeff, @knowmyplan.com. We greatly appreciate you taking the time to check out our webinar today about financial planning in 2021 and beyond. We hope you have a great, happy, and fulfilled day. Thank you.